Hey Virgo, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I'm coming on today to do your reading for January 2019. Please check your sun, moon, and rising signs so that you can get more of a complete picture of your particular situation. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if the reading resonates with you, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started for Virgos for January 2019. So Spirit, what are the most important things that Virgos need to know for January 2019? What do Virgos need to know for January 2019? Okay, what are the most important things that Virgos need to know for January 2019? There's a little bit of resistance in the cards, so I don't know, there might be a little bit of resistance during the month of January. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Six of Air. The next card is the Eight of Fire. And the next card we have is Choice. Interesting. And then underneath the deck, we have the Two of Air with the Two of Water and the Ace of Fire. So very interesting. I love these two cards. The Two of Air and the Six of Air are like two of my favorite cards in here. They like remind me of a couple. It's so cute. And I definitely do see a relationship energy here for January. So, lots of twos. So we have these two twos next to each other, and they're both like Roman numerals, so it looks like 1111. So 1111 might be a number that you're seeing often. 1111 is usually, like a twin flame number. It also is a number that people see when they start to like go through the ascension process. So that could be definitely something that's happening or has been happening with you. So what I see here for January is that you're really, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of like spiritual energy here. You might be doing a lot of meditation or just connecting on a spiritual level some way. I'm picking up on Kundalini energy here as well. And just kind of like integrating the light and the dark energies, and really kind of balancing those energies out during the month of January. I also see here like the crown chakra. The heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and the crown chakra are really standing out to me for you guys for January. So you may be getting like a lot of like downloaded information that's coming to you either during meditation or during dream state. You could be having like heart chakra activations, so that you can feel like fluttering in your chest. You can become very like joyful, or even like emotionally happy about things, that you like normally wouldn't get that like emotional about. And then also like with the solar plexus being like those are like our three major, chakras as far as, how do I put this? Like the entering and exiting of energy. So the solar plexus is also, usually like the chakra that like we operate from when we're like, putting energy in and out. But, also we do this from the heart chakra and the crown chakra. And I mean, with a little bit of like kind of like history on this, like in the past, before people began to kind of evolve like they have been recently, we mainly operated from our sacral, from our solar plexus chakra. I'm sorry if I said sacral. This is the solar plexus chakra that I'm speaking about. The yellow chakra. This is the third chakra. So, and I'll show you in the card. See, it's the solar plexus. See the yellow one right here, the 1, 2, 3, and then we have the heart and then the crown. So, you know, people have always kind of mainly operated through that solar plexus chakra. And now people are starting to operate from the heart chakra, which is something like new. You know, we're reaching a point in evolution where we are operating more from this heart chakra. And this is kind of like happening because we are getting, you know, downloads of information coming through our crown chakra. We are integrating all of these, or kind of like lighting up and reigniting all of these different abilities and all of this different knowledge that we have stored within us, but has kind of been dormant. So I really feel like for Virgos, like, you know, you might be having like some very spiritual experiences during the month of January, because right next to this card is the 8 of fire, which to me is that's spirit. That card to me is just spirit. It's spiritual information. It is, you know, kind of like coming at you, but it is, you know, coming to you from like the spiritual realm. So like I just see like you receiving this information and integrating it within yourself and kind of like evolving. Now what's interesting is that we have the choice card here. So, you know, a lot of times when this happens, when we start to integrate a lot of this information and we start to like clear these chakras and light them up, and we start to reawaken different abilities that we have, what tends to happen is we have to do some purging. So any of the chakras that have blockages, we have to clear those chakras out and purge that energy that is no longer needed, kind of like this darker energy, because without the dark there can be no light. So it's like you may be experiencing some of this darker energy, which would be, you know, sadness, depression, anger, loneliness, betrayal, abandonment. All of those types of things may come up for you. But the reason why they're coming up is so that we can kind of transcend them and pull in this light energy, and so that we can recognize the light, and kind of, you know, transcend the dark and bring in the light. And that's exactly what I see is happening right here. Now underneath the deck here we had the 2 of air and the 2 of water. So many of you guys could be starting like this whole ascension and awakening process because of some kind of a relationship in your life that has kind of been the catalyst for this. So, you know, this could be a twin flame or like a very intense soulmate type of a relationship. And it's odd because I feel like, you know, because these 2 cards are so similar, I feel like twins here. I feel, you know, that whole twin flame energy here. And it's like, I feel like in the month of January, there's like things that are taking place that are really kind of making you recognize, you know, maybe, you know, what this relationship really is, or just kind of recognizing, you know, different abilities that you have. Like you're just going to really kind of expand in all of these like wonderful ways and open yourself up spiritually and grow spiritually in the month of January. And, you know, if I know that this has something to do with a particular relationship. So if you're not like just coming into the recognition of this relationship and how it's affecting your spiritual progression, I feel like, you know, like if you've been in this relationship for a while, you know you're a twin flame and this has been going on. I feel like you and your counterpart are really kind of experiencing the same thing. Like it's that whole mirrored effect here. So like the things that you're experiencing, even if you're in that separation phase, your counterpart is also experiencing it. So the things that you're feeling, the things that you're thinking, your counterpart is picking up on that. So, you know, this is, you know, letting you know to kind of be aware of that, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of how you're feeling, because it is going to affect the other person that you have like this connection to. Also, I'm picking up here like sexual merging of like the masculine and feminine energy. I don't have the masculine and feminine card here, but because I have these two cards here with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Fire, you know, I feel like there may definitely be like some even astral, like sexual astral merging that's taking place. And you can Google that and kind of find out some more information about that. I may do a video on that, you know, later. But that could be happening, especially like if there's a separation phase going on. Or there could be physical, intimate, like sexual relationship happening, and there's like some kind of like experiences that are being created because of that. I'm also just feeling like this relationship as a whole, even without like that sexual piece, is just really igniting this awakening and this enlightenment process for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards here for Virgo to see what else is going on with January 2019. What else does Virgo need to know about this energy for the month of January 2019? What else do Virgos need to know? What do Virgos need to know about this? Okay, so let's look at the Six of Air first. What do Virgos need to know about the Six of Air? Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, which is interesting. But, you know, I did say, you know, that in order to have the light be brought in, we have to transcend the dark. And so you may have some deep things inside of you that need to be purged out and transcended. And these could be anything from, you know, things that have happened in this particular relationship that you're in, all the way into, you know, when you were a child. But these are going to be things like, you know, deep-seated type of emotions that need to come to the surface. So, you know, abandonment issues, betrayal. There can even be like sexual trauma, if you know, anybody has dealt with something like that. But it's like, you know, these things, you know, may be coming up during this time so that you can kind of face them and get through them. I'm going to go ahead and pull another card on the Seven of Swords just to see if we have any other messages with that. Okay, so here we have the Eight of Cups. So I'm definitely picking up that somebody could have walked away from you at some point in time. You know, this could be a parent, this could be this person that you have this connection with, but there was something that happened where a person walked away, and it created you to feel like you were left. Like this person just kind of like snuck away and took off. And that can be literally, I mean, underneath the deck we have the Judgment card. Like this is the Phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the new you emerging. And you know, that could be something that has taken place in the recent past, or is taking place here in the month of January, where, you know, somebody is leaving or has left, and it is kind of throwing you into this this darkness, so that you can kind of bring in the light and receive, you know, the information that needs to come in. So let's get a card for the Eight of Fire. What do Virgos need to know? All right, the Magician. So yeah, like this is, you know, I'm just getting like this like spiritual, this very spiritual piece to this. You know, the Magician is all about manifestation. The Magician is somebody that has all the tools that he needs to create things. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. This is a process that's taking place, so that you can figure out how you can get all of the tools to create everything within your life. And you know, if you're just starting this process, which it looks like some of you are, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to really you know, see the goodness and the light within this situation, because we kind of do have to go through these dark moments in order to integrate more of this light. And those times can be very difficult. You know, I would say that, you know, reach out to other people within your life that you know have maybe gone through this, and they can help try to like guide you and assist you during this time, because I feel like that's why some of us have gone through this before others, so that we can try to help and assist, because some of this stuff is very, very, very difficult, but it all comes out to something really great and wonderful. You just kind of need like that reassurance and support. Underneath the deck, we have the Ten of Swords, which is interesting because I do feel like, you know, like this old you is kind of dying so that this new you can begin to emerge. So let's see what Virgos need to know about the Choice card. What is this Choice card about for Virgos? Okay, we have the Hangman. So I feel like either a choice was made that has made you very upset, or there is a choice that you have to make that is very difficult. And it has you in like this hangman position where you feel just tied up and just kind of like hanging, you know, from a tree, basically unable to move. And you know, like that's just how difficult it is. Like it feels like you have to just sit there and do it and work through it. But in the process of doing this, you are transforming. This is almost like the you know, the caterpillar that goes into the cocoon that comes out and becomes a butterfly. Like you're literally going into the cocoon here. And I think for all of you, you know, whatever this choice is that has to be made, it's going to be different for everybody, because, you know, we all end up having, you know, different catalysts within our lives. It's all kind of based off of, you know, our divine path and what we have chosen to experience here in this life. So I'm going to go ahead and get a card for the Two of Air, the Two of Water, and this Ace of Fire here. What are these three cards about for Virgo? I have one card. Okay. Yep. Wow. So here we have the Lovers. Definite twin flame relationship here. Definite twin flame relationship. And, you know, you may be experiencing a separation phase during the month of January, or some other kind of event that takes place. Usually, even if it's another event that's separate within your guys' life, like if it has nothing to do with the relationship itself, it creates a separation. Because there are parts within this journey where the two of you need to be separate. And there's a reason for that. It's meant to happen like that. And although it is difficult and not very, you know, easy all the time, it's like part of this process. So I'm going to go ahead and pull another card here for Virgos. What else do Virgos need to know for January 2019? I keep wanting to say 2016. It's so weird. Like, throughout the entire time I've been doing all the zodiac signs, I keep thinking 2016, but I know it's 19. Okay, so what else do Virgos need to know about January 2019? What else do Virgos need to know about what's happening here in January 2019? Okay, we have the Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. And then underneath the deck, we have Decision, which is interesting because here we have choice. Decision says, release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So I do feel like there is this this purging and this need to release certain things within you that just kind of need to go, like this darker energy, and that, you know, while doing this or after doing this, you are going to be offered you know, some really great opportunities, such as a scholarship or, you know, some like wonderful, you know, type of, you know, endeavor like comes to you and is offered to you. And that's part of your mission, you know, and that might be separate from this person here that you have this tie to, but that's part of your own personal path of growth. Because believe me, this other person is going to be on their personal path of growth as well if you are going to experience any kind of a separation. So just be aware that, like, you know, even though there may be some decisions that need to be made and there may be some hard energies that need to kind of come to the surface and be released, that those are kind of all being released so that these other wonderful things can come in, and so you can grow into this very gifted person. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card. What else do Virgos need to know for January 2019? What are their messages? All right. Nature. Ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, and connect with the elements. So to me, this always kind of signifies like meditating, and if possible, if weather permitting, meditating outside, even if it's like sitting in your car, just somehow connecting with the elements, but definitely meditating, taking the time to kind of go within. And then underneath the deck here, we have anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. And that's going along with this purging of some of those lower energies that need to kind of come up and out. So that makes like total sense. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the Sacred Geometry deck to get one more message for the Virgos for January 2019. What's one more message for Virgos for January 2019? One more message for Virgos. Those are fireworks going off in the background too, if you guys can hear that. Okay. Here we have Stone Stories. So this is number 24. I'm going to read this from the book. This card says, these petroglyphs were borrowed from a site in New Mexico where some 20,000 petroglyphs have been documented. The step fret geometry embedded in this image mirrors the glyphs in the rock art. Stones and crystals are planetary record keepers. They record ancient wisdom and carry messages from other times and dimensions. Sites across the planet where petroglyphs abound are often considered holy places. Humans in co-creation with the divine have carved, pecked, or painted stories in stone that remain today as icons of times past. This card asks you to hear the stories that stones have to tell. What will it take for you to decipher their messages? Seek to quiet your mind and listen with your intuitive senses. Stones reveal meaning when you pay attention and tune into their ancient stories. As you sit with crystals, petroglyphs, and stones at sacred sites or simply in nature, recognize that you will hear their messages when you learn to listen. Finally, this card requests that you understand how learning to listen will improve your ability to understand far more than these stone stories. You are asked to consciously listen and truly hear every facet of creation, including the people around you and the voice of your own heart. So, very interesting message, Virgo. I feel like you are definitely going to be spending some time in the month of January doing some things that are a little bit maybe out of the norm. Meditation definitely is going to be really important. You may be even like seeking out some kind of like spiritual advice. But I do think that, you know, this is really great. Like I can see like the beginning of this like wonderful journey that you are about to be like embarking on. And I think that, you know, if you know there is any guidance or assistance that you need throughout this, you know, feel free to reach out to me or, you know, any of the other, I mean, there's like a ton of readers on YouTube and stuff now, but anybody that you feel connected to, you know, try and reach out if you feel like you need extra guidance and support during this time period. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one card for Virgos for the future energy for February 2019. Where is this all headed for Virgos? All right. Wow, the Ten of Cups. So this is all headed to emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, and, you know, spending time together with others. You know, they're out in nature, they're happy, they're enjoying themselves. That's really, really nice. So, you know, this is headed to emotional fulfillment, true emotional fulfillment. And then underneath the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So this is, it's interesting because normally in the traditional Knight of Cups, you know, the knight is giving the cup to, you know, to somebody. And this knight is actually drinking the cup. And some people, you know, might see this as like selfish or he's just drinking his own cup. But I really truly see this as you, Virgo. I see this as you being emotionally fulfilled and having this unconditional love for yourself. Because we truly do need to have this unconditional love for ourselves before we can be able to give it truly to another person. So I hope that these messages helped you, Virgo, and I will see you soon. Take care.